Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Cook It. Today is Tuesday, May 31st, the last day of May, and my first day of vacation. Alright, so what you see me doing here is sauteing some onions in butter and brown sugar. So these are going to be caramelized. Now we're also going to be having hash browns with Knackwurst, and we're going to have some sauerkraut with that. Alright, so I wanted you to see what was going on here with these onions. So what I've done, I just took two medium-sized onions, cut them up in big pieces, because when you caramelize onions, if you cook them too long and in pieces that are too small, they're going to get really mushy. So it's a stick of butter, two medium onions cut up in these large pieces, and I didn't measure the brown sugar, I just put that in. Now, I'm also going to make a reduction, and you'll see what I'm going to use in just a few seconds. So what you're going to do is get some apple hard cider, right? And you're just going to pour that in there. You might need to use a whole bottle, but I'm not really sure. There's not much in that bottle, so what we're going to do is just let this cook for right now, just like this. Get that nice and reduced. And then what we're going to do is add the sauerkraut to this. Now the brown sugar and the apple hard cider will take away a lot of the tartness of that sauerkraut that you're going to put in. So, if you don't like sauerkraut because it's too sour, try it this way, or just put some brown sugar in it. You can also use white sugar, and if you don't have any of those things, you can use honey, you can use maple syrup, whatever you like. Okay, let's put the camera up here. All right, everybody. So what I've got cooking back there are the hash browns and the knackwurst that we got at the store today. I wanted to come up with something different that I haven't made, and I thought this sounded really good. Now that's just a bag of frozen hash browns. Of course, you can make your own if you want to. I just didn't want to take the time to do it. I think I'm going to add a little bit more brown sugar to these onions. And rinse off my hands because I have brown sugar all over them now. All right. So today was an absolutely beautiful day, of course. It was nice and hot. I think it got up to about 90 today. And we did make a Goodwill run, and we got a few things. And I'll be making a separate video on the stuff that we got today. So what I'm going to do is pause the video because this isn't reducing as fast as I would like it to, and I don't want to just continue blabbering on while we wait for this to do it. And then when it gets to the right consistency, I'm going to put the sauerkraut in there. And then we're going to let that cook for just a couple minutes, serve it up, and we're going to eat it. All right, everybody, here goes the pause button. Okay, everybody, I think this is reduced pretty well. So what I'm going to do now is put the sauerkraut in here. We're going to stir it up. The sauerkraut just has to get hot, basically. Then you can put it on the plate and enjoy it. All right, let's put the camera down here so you can see what's going on. So there's the onions, the brown sugar, and the butter mixture, along with the apple hard cider. Now what I am going to use today is 2 jars of sauerkraut. I'm just going to put that in, just like that. Now you do want to drain it because you don't want it too soupy. Now I know this might seem like a really strange recipe, but I have had sauerkraut like this before and I really liked it. I thought the combination of the brown sugar, the butter, the onions, had a really good flavor. Now, you don't have to use any alcohol. Of course, you can if you want. A white wine works really well to make the reduction, or you can use chicken broth, beef broth, anything you like. I just wanted to get that hard cider because of the apple flavor, because I think it's going to add a lot to it. And of course, you know, the alcohol does cook away at a high heat. All right, so there is the sauerkraut in the electric skillet with the onions. And I think the onions are just the perfect consistency. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and put some of this on a plate over here. Then we're going to get some of those hash browns with the knackwurst, and we're going to dig in. I think it's going to be pretty good. All right. The first time I had sauteed sauerkraut with brown sugar and butter was at my sister-in-law's house. I'd never had it before. She had made some pork chops. It was so good. I really liked it. All right, so that's on the plate right there. Let's put the camera over there so you can see me get the potatoes out of that skillet. And then we'll take a closer look at it. Turn that off. Okay. I want to get this electric skillet out of the way. Put it over there. Put the camera down so you can see it. All right, there's the sauerkraut, the onions, and there's the hash brown potatoes. They're just frozen, and you can see how nice and brown they are. The knackwurst, what I did was cut it up and brown it before I put the potatoes in the skillet, and just let those cook all together. All right, so here goes. Let's take a bite and see what we think. Let's try these potatoes and the knackwurst first. Well, there's some potatoes right there with a little piece of the knackwurst, and you can probably see the steam coming off of it. They're pretty hot. Let's get a bite. It's good. All right. Want to make sure I had that burner turned off. Now, let's get a piece of the, or some of this sauerkraut with the onion. If I can get a piece of onion on here, we'd be in business. All right. Well, it's a little bit messy, but that's okay. So there's the sauerkraut and the onion threatening to fall off the fork. Let's cool it off a little bit because I know this is going to be super hot. That is good. The onions are still just a little bit crunchy, which is good because, as you know, if you cook onions too long, they're nothing but mush. So I would say just cook the onions until they're translucent. I like it. Now, I think you could also use those stadium brats in this. If you don't like knackwurst, you can use any kind of sausage, really. And I thought about getting some bulk sausage and just browning that all together. But I saw the knackwurst and I thought, well, that sounds good, so I'll just get that. And you know what else? I like ketchup on my fried potatoes, so we're going to add a little bit. And of course, salt and pepper, which I didn't put on here. So, there's a little bit with ketchup on there. Pretty good. Turned out well. It doesn't take long at all. And I think if you try this, you'll like it. All right, everybody. I'm going to get this video uploaded to YouTube. And then in a little bit, I will start on the Goodwill video. And we'll see what we found today. Okay. If you try this recipe, let me know. If you have any additions or subtractions, let me know about that. If you have any ideas, pass them along. And as always, hit me up with those recipe ideas. The dogs are here, of course. There's a little bit of a mess back there. Sorry about that. Anyway, I don't think I have anything for right now, or anything left to say, really. Other than I hope everyone's had a great day. I hope everyone continues to have a great day. And as always, I'm going to say it. This is Ed. This is Let's Cook It. I'm making a bunch of noise, and it doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to taste good. We'll see you next time on Let's Cook It. Bye for now.